Okay, so we have a motion and a second on the motion.
Is there a possibility of adding language that also said that this only affects full-time employees and not our summer lifeguards? Because the very lifeguard that we just gave an award to saving somebody's life will not be allowed to be hired back because his brother supervises the beach. And that is the case with several of our lifeguards who are scholar athletes, who are Division I athletes at college. They will not be welcomed back next year as a result of this language. So if we could add the word full-time employee so we can exclude our summer college kids, I think that would be helpful.
Thank you, Trish.
Excuse me. Let me just, before we go forward, there is to be no calling out from the audience, if you could. Councilwoman, this change that was proposed is merely to reflect what is in our administrative procedures code that was adopted by the town board probably about 7 years ago. The way it reads now and has been operating, the ethics board asked us to have our ethics code mirror what is in our administrative manual. Whether they're full-time, part-time, it doesn't matter. What we're saying here is that we're not suggesting that lifeguards not be hired back for what we did, but those that have the hiring power can't do the hiring per se, and there has to be a disconnect between the supervisory duties that take place, so that a brother-sister lifeguard, if the brother is the supervisor, or let's say the sister is the supervisor, and the brother gets hired through the normal process, that brother cannot be assigned to the beach where the sister is the supervisor.
You know, what happens if it's employees that already exist over at the beach every single summer? That employee who we just gave an award to, folks, has been a lifeguard for 30 years. He saved somebody's life and he will not be welcome back next year, and that's wrong.
And that's wrong, because what you're saying, Councilwoman, is wrong. That lifeguard, providing that he meets the criteria for being hired back, because lifeguards are seasonal employees, will be hired back.
His brother is his supervisor. No, he is not.
He is not his supervisor. So please, as has happened many times in the past, Councilwoman, it would be better for you to get your facts straight before you go put information out, because that is truly inaccurate.
There are a lot of families over there who have senior lifeguards as a relative to a young college student. And if they're going to be affected, what I'm asking is that if you can amend something on the record, could we consider just including the words that say that this doesn't affect part-time college kids, the kids who work for us in the summer?
When they're part-time college kids working for us in the summer, the code that we already have adopted 7 years ago says that they cannot be supervised by their relatives. That's all we're saying here. What's in our code is now going to be in the Code of Ethics. That one document mirrors the other. There is not going to be any change, ladies and gentlemen. The way it has been going for 5, 10, 30 years will continue. Do you have any other questions, Councilman?
No, as long as it's not going to affect the lifeguards.
It is not going to affect the lifeguards or any other employees. And that was exactly as we designed it when we proposed this. Are there any other questions?
Yeah, I have one more question.
Certainly.
There is a portion that says that no person who is an elected official that belongs to a major political party cannot participate in their political organization. That is cherry-picking out individuals who belong to the Republican or the Democratic Party, and it's making sure that individuals who belong to the minor parties, like if somebody up here belonged to the Green Party or the Independence Party or the Conservative Party, they can stay on their political party, but somebody who belongs to the Republican Party cannot. And I don't think that that's true ethics reform. I think that's cherry-picking.
Well, you certainly are entitled to your opinion. However, the way it is written now is the way we're going to be voting on it today. The minor parties do not play a role to to the extent that the major parties do. The minor parties do not have the sheer number of members as the major parties do. And it is not saying that you can't be involved in a political party. Much like federal regulations and the Hatch Act, you can be a committee person, but you can't have a policy-making decision in the committee that oversees a major party, because the major parties are the ones that control the nominations very often, or almost all times, to the elected positions in the town.
Well, there's a large number of people who sit on this dais who belong to minor parties, so it does affect this town. And if you're talking about true reform, this language originally said all parties, and then you changed it to say all major party representatives.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other questions?
And I believe Newsday also recommended that you rework that.
Newsday recommended that we be applauded for what we're doing, quite frankly, and taking this initiative on and lauded it as a model for the other towns.
And they said take it one step further.
Excuse me, Councilwoman, one person at a time speaks. Are you finished?
Now I am.
Good. I had that very conversation with Newsday. Again, the minor parties would be needlessly disenfranchised. This is the first step. There will be other ethics reforms that will be coming forward. If there are no other questions, Councilman Flower.
One, I also want to thank the Ethics Board, which again have people such as two past board members of Toro College who helped bring forward all these changes. So again, this is under recommendations, all these changes, from what most other towns have.
Thank you. There is a motion.
I think it matters to the audience who want to speak.
Sorry, the public hearing is closed. Is there a motion?
That's transparency for you, folks.
Thank you. Motion by Councilor Flower, second by Councilman Carpenter. All those in favor? Abstain. Abstention noted by Councilwoman Bergen. The motion is passed. Thank you.